Hello, this is CS50. I'm Fabio from Brazil. I'm I will show for you some basics on Linux terminal operation. Now we are in the CS50 appliance. You can see um, my CS50 appliance is somewhat customized, so it will look a little different from what you have on your PC. But anyway, the basics are the same. We'll start to talk about some crash course on Linux shell and command line. Shell and command line being the same thing. We use the terminal, this icon, terminal emulator, and we'll call it. First of all, we need to understand what the terminal is saying for us. Um, First, jharvard at appliance. Normally, shell don't provide any kind of information, but in modern Linux systems, all the terminals and provide information about the work, about what are you doing. In this case, what is the terminal saying? That time, this jharvard, the before 8 before at icon, where it's saying, okay, you're the jharvard user. In this case, there are just one common user in the appliance, jharvard, so you can just ignore it. And after the add that, they are saying appliance that the host name. In this case, the host name for the appliance is appliance. More important is this: the tilde symbol is a special symbol in Unix. Every user in Unix have a special directory called home, where are their common files, their configuration files, and so. All the for you, the tilde symbol is represents stands for your own home. In this case, normally in Unix systems, the home directory for someone is /home/username. In this case, /home/jharvard. We can see this by using on our home directory, the command pwd. Pwd stands for present working directory. When you open a terminal, normally the terminal will place you on your home directory as a start directory. Pwd is very useful in other situations. I will talk more about pwd somewhere after. For now, just remember, pwd stands for present working directory, for where you are into the Unix file system. Alright, let us see some simple commands. Before everyone understand wrongly, when I call directory, you can understand as folder because the terms are somewhat interchangeable. Microsoft has put the concept of folder against directory from somewhat in Windows 95 as a way to just ease the understanding for the common user. In Unix, they are still called directories, but directory and folder are interchangeable terms. Alright, let us work with our system. First of all, let us see how to see the files on our file system. We are in our home directory, /home/jharvard. Let us see our files. We use ls, that stands for list. You can see that I have a file called core here. We have a file called core, and we have a file called home conf backup 201 dash appliance dot tar dot bz2. This is a special directory that this is a special file that I created that we can see. Uh, for you, there's nothing important. We have a directories desktop directory and a Dropbox directory. Just using OS will show you all your basic files. But there's some good options. For example, OS-L. They provide some more information. We'll see more about this after. But the more important is this information. For example, let's say that core file that the core file has somewhat 2,093,913,000 oh wait, more exactly has 12 million 134,858 bytes. In other Unix systems, were measured on blocks. Nowadays, the file system shows on bytes, but this is a little boring. We will use another option here. Use os/os-l-hate. Now I see that the core file is has approximately 28 megabytes of size. Alright. For now, we can see that this is a very common use for OS, so we'll stand by it for now. One of the basic operations you need to do on a system, on a terminal, is to navigate into directories. The command to enter on a directory is cd, that stands for chain directory. Let us do, for example, cd slash Dropbox. I use the tab button for tab completion, and you can see that on this shell, the terminal has changed to tilde slash Dropbox. Remember that tilde stands for our home directory, and we had seen in pwd that is /home/jharvard. So for now, if you look in pwd, we'll see that on /home/jharvard/Dropbox. One thing to remember on Unix systems: files are cache sensitive. What this means? If I have a directory that is Dropbox all on capitals, Drop is a different directory than Dropbox with capital D, with just capital D, and those are different from Dropbox all on small caps. Alright, let us continue. So we can see that I'm here. I will use ls-l-hate, and you see that I have some files here. For example, let us see pset1. I'm using here an option called A. The A option on OS shows some special files. I will talk about this on other space. I will not show I will see that we have these files that Greedy, Hello, and Mario. All those files are special files that can be used. All the options. Let us forget something. Let us back. This is a very interesting thing. When you type cd space dot dot, you are going back one level back on your director file system. When I entered on tiled Dropbox set 1, I had came 2 levels below my home. Using dot dot, I had came back to Dropbox, and from Dropbox, if I go cd dot dot, I had came back to my home. cd Dropbox again. Let us see another thing that you want to do is to see if you have the contents of a file. Alright, we can use the command cat, that stands for concatenate. Fill.c, for example. Fill.c is a very example. It was a little example file that I had done. It's a simple C program. Alright, no rocket science here. So we had now lscd and cat as part of our bash toolkit. But think, okay, but I need to create my directory for my pset3. No problem. The shell provides you with the command mkdir, that stands for make directory, and it's easy to use. You can put mkd pset3 on this case. Mkdir, what the directory you want to create. I create there. I can prove it by using ls as dash -lh, and you see that here we have the pset3. We had some permissions, but I will not talk about this. For now, you will need to understand that when you create a directory, you need some special permissions. But in home, you have it. In your home, you can create all the files you want. We'll talk about permissions on other time. So cd pset3. To see that this below your home, we use pwd. So we have .home /home /jharvard /dropbox /p73 Now I will give you some little tip. Think you are on, for example, tiled /dir1 /dir2 /dir3 /dir4 /dir5 /dirn. To come back without normally you should do cd dot cd dot cd dot blah blah. Unix provides some useful shortcuts for this. For example, cd space tiled will bring you back to your home root. pwd again to show you, okay, we are back on /home /jharvard. cd space dash will bring you back for the last directory you had. So, as we were on Dropbox /pset3 and we had come back to our home, by using cd dash we had came back to Dropbox pset3. And now back to our home using cd dash and cd dash again. We go back to pset3. A useful thing also on Unix is do this cd dot slash pset2, for example, to go to our problem site 2. We are here on pset2 pwd again to show you why this. When you use dot is a shortcut for your parent directory. On this case, the parent directory either for either pset2 and pset3 is Dropbox. So using dot on any of them, we'll go back to pset2 Dropbox. But if you say, oh, I want to go to my other pset, we can do this by cd dot slash your pset. Alright? The dot can be done on every place. For example, let us see a way to show from Dropbox directory the files on our home on our parent direction. We use os dash lrei dot, and you see that all the files from the from the parent directory for Dropbox, in this case our home. Alright? We have all these files. There are no need to explain why they are this way. Alright, I think that people, one thing you maybe can say, oh, alright, I have this file, I need, for example, let us see a useful example. Let us see that we are in pset1 and I need all this file, that I have my Grady, my Mario, but my Mario software is buggy, but I had somewhat gone my way and I want to change it, but I don't want to lose everything I had done because I had some solution, I need just some bug fixing. A way is to copy the file. To copy a file on a Unix system, you use the command cp that stands for copy, the name of the file you want to copy, in this case mario.c, and the name you want, and the name for the destination file, in this case, for example, mario.back, that stands for backup. Alright, if you give our ls and okay, we have a mario.back. A useful thing on using cp is something to understand on Unix, that is a principle. Unix understood that all its tools is very simple and very powerful. They done one thing, but it's done very, very good. On this case, cp just copy files, but it has very powerful. For example, imagine that I will say, okay, I need to send this file, and I don't want to take a risk to overflow and to lose my files. Alright. We can work on a copy of the pset1 directory. We use the dash R option that stands for recursive, and we'll give the name of the directory, in this case pset1, and we gave the name of the new directory, for example pset1 back. And we see that if you look, that this is a pset1 back, and if you see the pset1 back, we see that they have the Greedy, the Hello, and the Mario files. Alright? This is a simple way. Another thing that people would like to do with files is to move or rename it. For this, the option you have on the shell, on the terminal. Remember, shell and terminal in the case of graphic interface is somewhat interchangeable. MV is the command to move files or rename it. MV stands for move. MV, for example, let's just say that I want to rename my name pset1 back for my backup for some way. And I give you ls l8 and my backup, okay. But in this moment, I'm just renaming and working with dirs, with directories. For example, let us move this my backup from Dropbox to my home. For this, I will do my backup mv my backup tilde. Remember, tilde stands for my ROM. CD to go back to my home very fast, and ls -l8, and this is my backup. Alright, let us see my backup. We still have the same files from all those operations back. We still have grid, still have hello, still have Mario, still have the copy from my Mario.back. Let us see that I want to move Mario.back to my home. Mario.back tilde. Alright. CD ls okay. And this is Mario.back. So MV stands for our moving and renaming operations on Unix. On Unix shell. Alright, now we had to see how to copy files, how to move files, and about deleting files. Alright, let us delete, for example, my Mario.back. I don't need it anymore. I will use the rm command. rm standing for remove, and will kill. Normally on Unix systems, commands are done without any confirmation. On the appliance, there had been made some configuration that when you done and removing on terminal, he'll ask you to confirm rm remove the regular file Mario.back. Okay, I say yes for this. On Unix systems, this don't exist. You give rm, you give the name, you give enter, the file disappears. Let us see that the file had gone away. Okay, Mario.back was here. Mario.back was here. I give rm, and no more Mario.back. Alright, this is a way to remove files. Okay, let us, for files we're somewhat finished. Let us see about directories. Let us go back to our Dropbox directory. Let us see that I want to prepare a directory for my final project. How could I create a directory? To create a directory, you use the command mkdir. That stands for make directory. mkd. And I place the name, for example, final project. Let's see, lco dot our ls, and here we are, final project. Alright, you can see that here on the permissions, the first letter is called D. Every file that starts on this kind of listing, every line that starts with D shows that the file on this is a directory. So final project is a directory. To enter on it, cd, that stands for chain directory. I didn't remember if I saw this before, but if I saw, to remember, cd stands for chain directory. And we can make all our operation. For example, let us use the touch. Touch is a command that makes some file operation. Basically, on this way, I will use touch to create a empty file. For example, touch foo and dot bar and dot touch bass. ls minus alheit full bar bass, full bar bass. On this case, bar bass full, because he showed me on alphabetic sorting. Alright, cd dot dot. And to remove a direction, there's two options. The first one is going to the direction rm and give rm on each file. For example, full bar bass. He will ask us, and ls minus away. Total 0. Okay, no files. And we go back with cd dot dot, and we use the command rmdir. Rm, you remember from the command rm, that stands for remove, dir for directory, final project. Let us see some alternatives. Cd the final project, touch full bar bass to create our example files, ls hey to see, okay, everything okay. First of all, you can go nuclear into a directory and really exterminate all your files on it with rm star. Remember, using star on a directory stands for all your files, and including directories. rm star, you do the same thing. We had this command rm or the rm star, do the same thing that this command rm full bar bass. Same here, and we came here and we do an rmdir final project. There's a problem on using rmdir. I will show you now. Let us see. Okay, and I go for final project and I do touch full bar bass. Alright, I had create, I will check, okay. If you try to do rmdir on a directory that still has file, you have error message. File to remove, final project, directory not empty. But imagine, alright, I don't need this anymore, and I have all this great mass of files and directory into this directory, and don't need this anymore. And it will be a very pain in the ass to go and kill the files from each directory and subdirectories and files and so on. Now we'll go thermonuclear with this. rm also has the option r. That's a little different because it's not a capital R, it's a small cap r. It's a lowercase r. That can be used to go thermonuclear with a directory. I will use the V option also. That stands for verbose. That will show everything that is happening. And R stands for recursive. What will this done on RM? What RM dash RV final project will do. Basically, it will go into each directory, kill each file, and then kill all the directories and so on recursively. Basically, you kill everything in final project and below. The sending, I remember that on appliance we have all the confirmations. On file systems, on normal Unix systems, there will no confirmation. So, yes, I want to remove file bash and bar and foo and remove the directory. Voila! No more final project. There are more to say about this. For example, let us see a useful trick. Let us think that you need to create, for example, your final project and you believe, okay, I need a directory for HTML files that I want to be called HTML. Alright. MKD has an option. Everything that stands for that go after the command and is preceded by a dash is treated as an option that is called P, that stands for parent. What this will do? We don't. Let us do our example. I had my final project and I need a folder for HTML. You don't have a final project. If we do this without P, they will say cannot create directory, no such file or directory. I don't have a final project directory, so I can't create the HTML directory on this non-existent final project directory. So I use P and I use V for verbose to show everything, to be very explicit on what I'm saying. What MKD did? He checked, okay, I don't have final project there, so I create the final project there, and then I create the final project / HTML directory. Let us say that I want a folder called direct called has, and on this directory I want images, and on this I want PNG directory. Same thing. This time, as I had final project, he says, okay, I don't have has, I create it. I don't have resumes, I create it. I don't have resumes PNG, I create it. Remember when I saw that RMD go thermonuclear with everything below the directories we explicitly call? Let us see this with my now final project. First, let us see how it is. Final project, when loss final project, I have HTML and has. And on has, I have images, and on images, I have PNG. So let's go thermonuclear with final project. Remember that I will use V. On this case, I would not need to go V, but I need to go thermonuclear. Descending directory, yes. Remove directory final project HTML, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Remove PNG, remove the mail, remove the res, remove final project. Okay, I had gone thermonuclear with my final project, and if I don't have any backup, I had been screwed. Remember this. Once you had deleted, it's for all. If you deleted accidentally a file and you don't have a backup, you're screwed. So, do backups. For now, this is all. I'm Fabio Costa. This is CS50.